a little razzle dazzle. Let me get this out of y'all way.
Oh.
Dang it. Uh-oh.
What?
Did that scratch the table again?
I don't know. Damien scratched my table, y'all. This is a new table and it's white. And there was a big ass black mark across the table. But fortunately, I was able to just move.
Like a skeet mark. Skeet.
Like a skid mark across the table.
Yeah.
It was a long mark, but it's gone now, so it's cool.
We Can y'all hear us good? We coming in clear. Let me check these comments.
know on Facebook.
Right here.
Hey, D.
DB, what up, man?
Hey, Natasha.
What's up, Tasha? I know Tasha. You know Tasha?
No, but she's so sweet in the comments. I don't know you, Tasha, but your greeting is so pleasant and nice, you know.
Yeah, she on there. We getting ready for this conversation.
Our Facebook folks are always here.
Hey, man, got my brother on the line, so you know he gonna come in with some info. DB, make sure you drop them things in the comments.
Please
man.
do, counselor. Please do.
Yeah.
Okay. You gonna do your normal intro or?
Man, it's 2021. Have we done one? Yeah, we have.
We did one.
We did one.
I think December or January.
Oh man, I'm ready. You ready?
I am. You look different. You look good. I ain't seen you in a while. You look like you've been in the gym. Oh!
These muscles,
That's what's different about you. You got some muscles.
Muscles.
You've been in the gym.
No, I haven't been in the gym. I haven't been in the gym.
What you been doing?
I'm the worst workout person, but don't look like I don't work out.
You were in the gym at the beginning of the pandemic, weren't you? Weren't you in the gym? Was that before the pandemic started? Because I remember your stories.
Yeah, a little
bit.
bit.
To be in the gym mirror, like, you know, Dane was in the gym mirror, like.
I wasn't posing. Really? That's what you got? That's what you go with?
They're used to you doing this type of shit to me all the time, so.
Hey, but you putting it out there though. You getting that burn. You getting that burn. What's going on, Peter?
Good evening, Peter.
There's my people, man. My people checking in.
I'm glad to see our audience back. I missed y'all. We missed y'all.
Hey, man, it's 2021. You know, the hustle and bustle. We're on this grind. You know, if y'all haven't, make sure y'all check out Unscripted. She got some really dope interviews with some really dope people.
Thank you, friend.
Yeah, for sure. We gotta promote.
Yeah, you can check out my segment Unscripted on IG. The name is Jacqueline F. Curry, Currie, not Y like Steph. Okay. And if you just go to the videos, you'll be able to see all the past Unscripted.
Yeah.
So.
Dope ones, you know, with Anthony Hamilton. Name
drop.
I mean, you have some people. What's our guy? The analyst.
Oh, Mike Smith. Thank you, Dane. Yeah, we're doing name drop. B. Moore is an artist. He's an artist that does. He takes Charlie Brown characters. He's known for doing that. He did that one over there, and and my cousin Max did this, and he's in one of my episodes of Unscripted.
Hey, check it out.
So
Black business, support Black business. Black entrepreneurs. Black entrepreneurs. Hey, yeah, we're in the building.
That's true. So
before we get off of that, make sure y'all go check out Blow Whistle podcast as well.
Blow Whistle.
Man.
Blow Whistle.
We've been having some dope episodes. That's what you want to do?
Well, that's what I think every time I see it. Blow Whistle.
She want to stop popping. She want to twerk it in here for y'all. My bad. I'm sorry. This is a more Jackie. We're bringing it down a little bit. All right, you guys. No, I'm just messing. Hey, y'all know how we do it. If y'all don't know about the couch and how we do it, our dynamic over the past 3 years, it's been a while, you guys. Like shameless plug.
The couch.
Yeah, couch.
Is the couch coming back?
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay.
That's never going
anywhere. I was waiting on my call.
That's never going anywhere. Definitely 2022. You know, the end of this year, start of next year. For sure. We in here. We're in the
Disney, do that dance. Blow the whistle.
Yeah, man. We over here. We checking on live.
Instagram.
Yeah.
Facebook. Instagram.
Yeah, Instagram. You know. What up, Jay? I see you over there. What's up, Jenny?
Hey, Shonda.
Jenny from the block.
Hey, Shamara.
Fire Red.
Oh, who said that? Who said Fire Red?
That's Shamara. That's her nickname.
Oh, you got a nickname, Shamara?
She always had that nickname.
I didn't know that.
Since way back when.
I'll ask those questions later.
Yeah. Alright, so let's get it popping. Hey, make sure y'all get y'all favorite beverage. I came in here late, but you kind of see it behind me.
There's beverages, a dancing banana.
Yeah, all that. So it's, I don't even know if the kids are asleep, but I'm pretty sure you had a pretty long day today, so go ahead.
Good morning now.
Yeah, go ahead and get your little sip on your vice, whatever that is. Get it on. Let's have this conversation. Because I'm ready for this one. You know I was loading up. You know I got my gun loaded.
I got my opinions ready, so.
Ready to go. But before we get into that, we're going to talk about this little hot topic situation. Okay. And it kind of coincides with what we're talking about today, which is gender roles, expectations, the great expectations.
Okay, speaking of great expectations, let's talk about Will Smith. Okay, and this, I don't want to say little, but this memoir that basically is a memoir that he has written. And Oprah's doing this thing with him, and they had little clips of, you know, their little talk or whatever. Right. So the thing is, I believe that Will Smith and his wife talk too much. I think they talk a little too much, okay? Yeah. I was always taught when I was younger by my favorite uncle that the more you talk about your business, the less control you have over it. Absolutely. And I feel that's where things are with their relationship now, because they kept a lot of things quiet for so many years. And once they realized things were kind of spiraling in the public, they decided to do damage control by talking more. And the more they talk, the more of a mess it begins to go. So now he's talking about, hey, I had these thoughts way back when, but it ain't that far back. Okay? So I'm thinking at first when he's talking about, oh, I wanted to kill my father. There was a time I wanted to kill my father because of things he done to his mother. Psychologically, we both know, you know, in our field, it is somewhat normal to want to cause harm to someone that you grew up watching harm your parents. Absolutely. Okay? But I'm thinking he's talking about as a kid, he wanted to kill his dad out of anger. But this Negro is saying that as a grown man who was married with grown kids, I still had feelings about wanting to kill my father. And why aren't we talking about it?
Why aren't we? Why aren't somebody
I was shocked and appalled as a clinician.
As mandatory reporters, if you would have said that to me, then definitely.
I will call somebody on your black ass.
Real quick.
Who you are. I had an issue with the fact that I feel like the media is putting these things out, but the necessary conversations are, and we think this is okay. And I don't. And, you know, I've always been a fan of Will Smith and his movies, but that's really beside the point.
Me, myself, you know, I don't like to talk about celebrities. Live your life, but when you put it on Front Street, you can't really complain about people being all in your business when you put it out there. What are you talking about?
Wait, hold on, Dan. Can y'all hear the dog crying? Because if you can, I'm going to go ahead and move the dog. Can y'all hear the dog? Can you tell me if you can hear the dog? Shamara, can you hear the dog?
Because he's really like...
I need to move him. I don't want Dan to get, like, you to get all into this and to make him hear the dog.
No.
Okay, go ahead and finish.
I don't know. But I don't think they can.
Oh, they can. Thank you, Leon. I knew he would.
Oh. Yeah, he's whining.
Yes,
well, you got to let him in. You got to let San Juan in. I don't too much care about the Will Smith situation, you guys. I really don't. Hey, if they want to be swingers, if you want to kill his dad, hey, that's him. But for me, it really doesn't. There goes San Juan. There you go. He was in last time.
Yeah, he was. And I didn't want him to be in it.
He's okay.
Shut up, D. The dog is fed, okay? The dog just doesn't, he has attachment disorder and doesn't like to be alone. He's spoiled.
He hasn't warmed up to me yet. This particular time. Any other time, San Juan will be jumping up all in my lap and everything.
In his uncle's lap.
Yeah. Look. San Juan.
as in Puerto Rico.
You know it.
We call him Juan for short. Ooh, he likes being over there.
See?
Okay, so what were you saying about the swinging?
Yeah, so I mean, if they want to swing, if they want to have entanglements, I think all of that over the last couple of years, I mean, they've always had speculation as far as them living an alternative lifestyle. Hey, there's a lot more people that are in it than are not in it.
What do you think about him making the statement, I can't satisfy her and she can't, I can't make her happy. That's what he said. And she can't make me happy. And we know that. Yeah.
I totally agree because you really have to make yourself happy. You can't rely on another person to fill that particular void. Now, what they can do is add value in your life or add happiness, but they can't make you happy. Your significant other, whoever it is, parents, girlfriend, side chicks, whatever, they can't make you happy.
I don't think that's even what he's saying. Like, I think he's trying to say it in a colorful way and use basic language that we use all the time. A lot of married people use that language. Oh, my wife can't make me happy. I can't make her happy. She has to be happy for herself. I think he's using that to mask over what he's really wanting to say, which is, look, if y'all don't leave us the fuck alone, me and my wife want to sleep with other people. That's what we want to do. I want to sleep with other women. I've had crushes on other women. He keeps saying these guys. I mean, Will skates around a point better than Michelle fucking Kwan. I know y'all know who Michelle Kwan is. She was a Olympic, award-winning figure skater. Right. And the way she went around the ring, and like they say everything else except what it fucking is. We want to fuck other people. We want to have sex with other people.
And they do that.
Yes. You're doing that.
You gotta be cool.
I had to get that off my sheet.
You gotta let it out. You gotta.
They are hugging other people. They want y'all to leave them alone.
They've been doing it. It's cool. So, it is what it is. So that's the hot topic. I don't really have an opinion. Just do what you do.
I guess to transition, their expectations are not great of each other. They are low. They have low expectations. I think they have lowered expectations. Okay, I think they got together and had decided, listen, this is what we see for our marriage. I'm not going to expect too much from you on this. Don't expect everything from me on that. It should be good.
Right. Now, I think it's just more so in that particular area of their relationship. I mean, pretty much what we see as far as them being great friends and in that intimacy capacity, they're great. But romantic is like, okay, I can't just be with just you. So that whole thing of monogamy doesn't register.
To me, and I know we said we won't get off it, but I just think they're just full of shit. They just are, okay? And I'm not, I'm on social media, but I'm not like following celebrities where I can tell you, oh, this celebrity posted this today, whatever, right? But I happen to be on there on his birthday, and she gave him a shout out on her page, which she deleted within 30 minutes. It's almost like she had to check her emotions and be like, we're not even in a great place right now, so let me take that back. Because on Jada's birthday, he posted nothing. And her fans were commenting on his page. They were very upset. Like, hey, y'all are portraying yourselves like it's this wonderful marriage, even if you are with other people. But how come you're not corresponding with it? Why aren't you posting your wife? And so, I think they're full of shit. But they can be. It's their prerogative. It's their business. It's their damn life.
It's social media, and I think, some people take it a little bit too serious as far as, oh, you didn't post me or you didn't like my picture, so it means you must don't like me or don't value the relationship. Some people like that privacy, and you don't know how that birthday went. If they have their birthday sex like special, you don't know what happened. Maybe they had a whole little party, a whole little lifestyle party.
They did. A lifestyle party, is that what it's called?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. Bringing it back to that, the lifestyle party.
If you know. I'm gonna keep it there. It's still 7. It's not even 8 o'clock yet. We're not even.
Where are the kids? Are the kids in bed? That's what I want to know. Are the kids in bed? Okay. So Dee said it takes a whole lot to satisfy the whole person. With the many facets that a person carries, I can complete her, but foundationally it's on her. I can complete her, or I can't.
He can add value. He can, in those areas where she may struggle that may be a strength of his.
I think they have determined there is a major asset in staying married. There's a major reason to stay married, and that's the only reason that they are. And I think a lot of it is financial, but that's my opinion.
I think they're
It
pretty
is
well
cheaper to
off.
keep her. Well, he is
Yeah.
weller off than her.
Yeah.
So, anyway, that brings us to the bottom damn line.
The bottom line, goddamn expectations. In these relationships and dating. We don't say dating, we can say relationships, because we're going to talk to these married couples out here. We're going to talk to a single folk out here. We're going to kind of get some things situated. So if y'all got any questions, put them in the comments. You got any comments?
I have a question.
Go ahead.
I've been wanting to ask this question since we decided this was going to be the topic, and I don't really care how it's received, okay? It's for the men, all right? This agitates the dog shit out of me.
Okay.
The dog shit.
Shit.
What I don't understand is, some men, because this is a generalization, all right? Okay. Some men, when they are dating women, put a lot of emphasis on the actions women are displaying towards them, okay? I hear a lot about, can she cook? Can she cook? Can she cook? And it never leads to the question, what are you doing for her? Like, what is a man doing to show us that he has the qualities that we want in someone who would benefit us to be in a long-term relationship with?
Right. Okay.
And the thing is, if you don't ask these questions, you're not really talking about intentions in the situation anyway. So the issue I have is with women who are cooking and performing and doing his laundry and bullshit. I don't know who's going to be doing that, but it ain't me. So, no offense to the boo, because he would not ask me at this point to do it then. Okay, because I'm not his wife. You know what I'm saying? Okay. But my thing is, if you are hungry, take your ass to Waffle House. Why do I have to cook your food to prove what? That I would be a good wife? And then if I am, what's your credit score? Should we talk about how you pay the bills? If we're going to go into traditional roles, then you have to have your end of it. I do want to talk about it. I think we're tired of it. Women are tired of it because we're giving by nature, and we feel like our emotions are being played upon. Because if a man asks me to cook for him, I'm thinking there's an intention there that's going to follow that. So
maybe because he's just hungry.
I mean.
So I hear that. So I'm gonna come to the defense of the fellas, right? Speaking from that perspective, because y'all know I have an open mind. Sometimes I may go against the grain, but on this one, it's kind of like a double standard. You just said your piece, right? In the same breath, you're going to show interest to a guy that shows you who he is, right? So if he's a provider and you see that he's providing for himself, his family, whatever the case may be, and has the capability or the ability to take care of you, that's not the
I'm attracted to that. Yes.
You're attracted to that. His ability to be a person that keeps you safe. You look at those things. You look at how he does the masculine things in a relationship that gets you. Hold on. So all these things prior to getting into a long-term relationship and or marriage, he's doing things that a husband would do for his wife. So in actuality, he's actually displaying husband behavior. He's just not your husband yet. You see what I'm saying? So it goes both ways. So when y'all talking about wifely duties and all these things, those are just characteristics. It doesn't necessarily mean that you have to be a wife, but I want to know if you can cook. Not that I need for you to cook, because I can cook, clean, and do all those things myself. But what are you bringing to the table besides your looks and your sex? You see what I'm saying? Are you ambitious? Are you your own person? All these different things. We got to find out these things before we go any further.
I think we want to know the same thing. And I will give an example, all right? Because I don't want us to aimlessly speak in generalizations and I don't have real receipts. So let me tell y'all know I like to give examples from my real life situation. So I went out with this dude. Yeah, I hope he's watching, okay? I hope your ass is watching, all right? I don't want to say I went out with him. I want to say I hung out with him. Because this was like the beginning of the pandemic, everything was shutting down, and I just wasn't going to give up dating, y'all. I know some of y'all brave people gave up dating in the pandemic. That wasn't my life. That wasn't meant for me to completely give up dating. I wanted to find the loopholes. Okay, so we couldn't really go to restaurants. So I meet up with this guy in public. It's not a date. I wouldn't call it a date necessarily, but we're just kind of like out. We're not eating anything or whatever. We just decided to meet after we talked on the phone several times. Right? We met. By the second time that we decided, hey, we may want to see each other and have a conversation, he had told me, I'm a little hungry. Can you bring me something to eat? And you know, that wasn't something far-fetched, outlandish, or rude. He asked. I could either say yes or no. Right. I wanted to see where this was going, so I said, okay. I got his ass a salad. Okay? I got you a little salad. I hope you didn't tell your friends anything different. I got your ass a Caesar salad. So, he's out there bragging. That's what he got. So I got him a little Caesar salad. Okay. I'll tell you what. All right. Dame, the next time I talked to him, I realized a couple days later, he asked me again if I could bring him something to eat. And immediately I said, no, why would I do that? Mm-hmm. And he said, but you just brought me a salad the other day. It's no big deal. I said, okay, if it's no big deal, I would like for you to reciprocate that first. And then I'll consider whether I'm willing to continue to give that energy. Okay. I never talked to him again. That nigga didn't even want to buy me a salad. Okay?
He didn't want to buy you a Caesar salad.
He didn't want to buy me no Caesar salad. He didn't want to buy nothing. Okay, so the thing is, all you had to do was reciprocate the energy. He couldn't even reciprocate the energy, but the moral of the story is I've gotten smarter over the years, and I can nip this stuff in the bud quickly. Okay. So my thing is, it doesn't have to get to a point where I'm cooking for someone who I find out 6 months later is not trying to take me on a real date, y'all. I bought him the salad. The nigga developed a pattern within days. Within 48 hours, he needed that again from me. Fully capable to walk, talk, and reach. He had arms and legs. Right. And I was thinking he could do this on his own, but he wanted the woman to do it for him. So he was used to it, and he was seeking that. Okay. And that's not how I start out.
So did you have that conversation?
Oh, no, I didn't care to.
Oh, okay. Hey, she said she stopped talking to him. Okay. And story.
Concise.
So you cut those like that?
I'm motherfucking concise these days. I used to dredge. After some of us women, after we've been going through a situationship for years, we lose our patience. Okay. And some of us get smarter. Some of y'all ain't smart. Some of y'all
is that smart, or is that becoming a more of a protective mechanism?
It's smarter as in learning from your mistakes. Okay. It seems to be equated with equal to intelligence. You know, your ability to learn and move forward.
I know, I just became an asshole.
I believe you.
Yeah, I did. I'm not even gonna lie.
You became an asshole.
Oh yeah.
Because of,
and not necessarily in a negative sense. It was just a matter of fact. Like, this is what I'm about. This is what I'm working on. These are my strengths. This is me. All those different layers. So you can't say that you didn't know or they didn't tell you. They ain't gonna tell you.
Okay, let's talk about that. Honesty.
Okay.
Do you tell people up front in the beginning stages of dating what you expect from the situation, what you're looking for, like what you're seeking long-term to happen?
I have. I've kind of gotten away from that because, again, when we're talking about expectations, I see it as a box, personally. I really want to get to know the person, because we go from, okay, we see this person, they're attractive, they checking off a couple boxes, and we automatically want to put them in that romantic space, where they haven't even developed a level of friendship with me first. Like, we gotta be cool as shit before you can even get to the intimacy part, to where I feel comfortable and vulnerable to tell you everything about me, the good, the bad, the ugly.
And what you expect long term.
Right. But if you're not even a friend, if we haven't been talking long enough and engaging like that, and you're not open, or you're just looking for a relationship, I'm purposefully dating. That's bullshit. I don't like it. I kind of run away from that. in a sense, because it's looking like you're trying to find someone for validation of who you are.
Wait a minute, do you mean the term intentional dating?
Yeah, like yeah, like.
You think intention? Okay. Let's talk about it then.
Yeah, let's talk about it. I might be in the minority with that. Y'all can throw stones. Y'all can say all of that.
Dave said the term intentional dating
because you're intentionally trying to date in order to become married.
Some people are intentionally dating to just find a lifetime partner. Not everyone wants to be married.
Well, long-term partnership, relationship, whatever the case may be. Damn it, can we just have a drink and eat some food and just enjoy each other's company?
No, we don't have that kind of time. We're over 35. A lot of us over 35. Why would you not do that? We don't want to do it just to do. I mean, I respect your point, so that makes sense in theory for who you are.
Right.
And for me, I look at it like, no, I don't want to waste time. I don't even have one day to waste. I don't have time. Okay, I'm 39 years old. I would like to be married.
So you have a timestamp or age that you wish all those things to happen, as far as like being married by 40 or having another child, things like that.
Yeah, and totally honest. I have a lot. It's not just about my girlfriends. A lot of women, and I feel for women out there who have not had children yet, who are over 35. I feel you. Okay, for a lot of women, that is scary. A lot of my friends are going to have their eggs frozen within the next year for the simple fact that they are worried that they are reaching the end of that time frame where they can have babies. I would love to be pregnant again. I would. Wouldn't you just die? Don't you want to see a baby, little baby?
They ain't having no
Don't you
more.
want to see a little toddler Jackie in my likeness running around?
Yeah.
So
a little mini you.
Yeah. So the world would love it. So the thing is that I would love to have a baby, but the thing is, I'm giving myself to a certain age to do that safely, and then I want to let go of that. Okay. So I'm giving myself a couple years.
So even with that thought leads to you being more intentional and caring less about the fluff. Like, you want to get straight to the point. Hey, what are you looking for? This is what I'm looking for. These are my expectations. If you can't, meet those expectations, you gotta roll.
Yeah, absolutely. Shout out to the boo, by the way, because we have an understanding. But the thing is, so we have an understanding. But I think it's about finding the person that shares your bottom line. And so I made a whole video about this, that there's no such thing as the right person. There is a person who shares your bottom line. There are probably a plethora of people in this world who share your bottom line. Just make your bottom line clear, and you'll get to that faster. So this is for the women and the men who are tired of sifting through 5 or 6 drinks with this person and not even knowing who they are. I mean, in my current relationship, we agreed early on up front that we had the same goals for the future. So I can easily say this now, and he's in agreement with these things I've expressed, except the little Jackie situation, which I'm not sure he's ready to handle. But the thing is, he's not ready to handle that because he's told me he's not. So I understand. So we like ideas a lot, right? But the thing is that when we share the same bottom line, I am understanding more and more that I don't have to be afraid to say things too soon. I can be who I am, and that will be for somebody.
Right.
And that's it. And so I'm okay with saying outwardly, look, women, if you want to tell somebody on the first or second day, hey, I know I don't know you that well, but this is what I'm looking to establish in the next couple years of my life. I really want to get this part of my life together. Why is that any different than saying I want to own a house in 2 years? Why is that any different than saying, I never want to have kids?
Because that encompasses someone else. That's involved in someone else.
Oh, well, I'm still going to someone else.
You see what I'm saying? You can buy a house by yourself. You can't you can marry yourself.
You can get pregnant by yourself.
Oh yeah, you can definitely get pregnant by yourself, but you can't be in a relationship by yourself. You can't marry yourself.
Okay.
So everything else, I totally get it.
I say if y'all are
no more kids.
Okay, you're gonna be a good uncle.
Yeah. I'm gonna be that uncle for sure.
What's boring?
Please.
But Dave's not having any more kids. Does D have kids? D got kids?
D got kids.
I didn't know that.
Man, yeah.
Okay. Well, look.
Most of my homies got kids.
Okay.
You know, I think
Uncle Dane.
I'm probably in the minority saying like I'm done.
But you have two. You have a girl and a boy.
Absolutely. That's all I need. One of each, and we good.
He said having a baby by yourself is boring. Well, having a baby with the wrong person is.
Ooh, that's worse.
It's definitely.
That's worse.
Yeah.
So even talking about that, we're talking about traditional roles and gender roles and the impact. And I wanted to kind of talk about where those roles came from. Well, of course, we know where it came from, but why is it so hard for people to be open-minded? Like we have on certain aspects, you're gonna say, well, I'm an open-minded person, I'm a progressive woman, but then you have certain traditional things about you.
I have traditional ideas, but not ignorant ones in my mind. Like I can recognize ignorance. You know, even when we're talking with clients, like we help them sift through things that are realistic and fantasy all the time. And I have to check myself sometime on what's really, like, why is this really bothering me, or what's really important long-term, Jackie? Because the thing is, I have been with men that had everything together financially, but they treated me badly. Right? And so as women, you know, one of the first questions our friends ask, and this, you know, Chris Rock has said this before, like, for a man, what he does is more important to anyone, because it's about his potential to care for the people around him or the woman, right? And so I also notice at this age, and what my goals are, it's unrealistic to really attach myself to a simple idea of what it has to be.
Right.
And now I'm a little more open to what my life could look like with gender roles lessened, you know, less traditional.
Okay. So
make sense?
Let's name some of those. Let's talk about these roles, these gender roles. What women prototypically would do, and what men would do.
Yeah. And
just thinking about the progressive nature in regards to just women, you know, voting rights and, you know, wanting equality and equal pay and all these things. Equality in all of those areas. You want to be progressive. You want to be an individual. You want to be independent. All those things. And at the same time, you want a guy that's going to take care of you. Like, those are the ones I really don't get. I may be stepping on some toes here. However, you can be independent, like in all other areas, but then when you get home, you want the guy to just completely take care of you, pay everything. That question or that meme, or, you know, it goes around pretty often. Like, if a guy is making this, the woman's making this, who should pay what, and 50-50 and 100.
Okay.
All of that.
Okay. So what I don't believe, I know that for sure that I don't believe in 50-50.
Okay.
I don't believe in 50-50 because I don't think that's a marriage. I think it's a roommate. Because my one traditional idea of marriage that I'm not willing to give up on is the man. I like the idea of the man being the head of the household.
Okay. And what does that look like, though?
Yeah. I think for everyone, I need to be careful what I say. No, I need to be careful. I believe in the man being the head of the household, like, because for me, this isn't about for everyone, all right? For Jackie needs to be pulled back sometimes.
Okay.
So I have impulse control issues. No, anybody gonna check me. But I need to be pulled back sometimes. Like, if I'm spending
sometimes when you get checked, you be like, oh, and that's like a turn on. Some of y'all wouldn't tell me I'm lying.
Those are the same women that want to be choked.
Hey, there's a lot of y'all too. There's nothing wrong with that. If you like to be choked, there's nothing wrong with that. You gotta be submissive sometimes. You can't be strong 24/7. You can't be game banging over bacon. You can't just be hard all the goddamn time.
Oh my God.
But seriously, like, you know.
Okay. I like the idea of the man being the head of the household. For me, it's hard to imagine a man as the head of the household if we're splitting the finances 50-50. That is one thing that's really hard for me to let go of. I kind of stand by that. And that's it.
Okay.
As far as the cooking, the cleaning, I believe these are shared roles. When it needs to be done, do it. You know, if I'm exhausted and you're at home, the food should be ready by the time I get home. In role reversal, if that if goes like that. If the trash needs to be taken out, I'm gonna take that nasty ass trash out. I'm not gonna wait for him to get home to do it. Right. So things like that. I think the finances is a major thing. Oh, I'm not cutting up on grass. But if he doesn't cut it, that's fine. Hire somebody. Like,
but that's a reflection of the relationship and how you guys communicate. Like, even though it's not a necessity that he cut the grass, but even if he says, "All right, babe, like I'm gonna have somebody come and cut the grass,"
that's fine.
Like,
with me.
You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, not everybody.
But someone would be like, "No, I need him to be able to, gas up my car. I need him to take care of anything doing with the car, give him a tire change, give him an oil change, all those different things."
Well, I do understand.
I understand because y'all do get taken advantage of sometimes when you go to dealerships and
you gotta call us out like that.
It happens. Shit.
We do get taken advantage of.
It happens. Sometimes, unless you know how to use what you got, you get what you want. You know what they said on, what was that, Players Club. That's what it was, Players Club.
Well, you know somebody, daddy.
But, anyway, let's keep this thing going. You see? Anyway, you guys.
Yeah, I'm not. Let me tell y'all what happened with the grass, okay? Since you want to talk about the grass. All right, so when I bought this house 2 years ago, I was very excited to have the home. You know, you have your new home, and sometimes some of us get a little ahead of ourselves, right? So the boyfriend I had at the time, he said, "Who's gonna cut this grass? This is a lot of grass. Who's gonna cut it?" And I was like, "You gonna cut it." And so, we broke up like 3 months later. Listen, y'all, I bought a lawnmower and everything. We broke up like 3 months later. Listen,
you bought the lawnmower.
I bought the lawnmower for them to come cut it.
Push or ride?
It's not a ride. It was a push. It was a push. I got a lot of land, okay? And so I'm like, cool, like, he here, you shall do this. And so we had agreed, you probably gonna be the mofo doing it. So, cool, we broke up less than 3 months later.
He didn't want to cut the grass down.
Your girl, that's why we broke up. The girl bought a $300 lawnmower, okay? Got on Facebook Marketplace so fucking quick. I put pictures of it.
Hey, somebody said you thirst trapping with your shoulder out like that.
Who said that? Oh. No, you don't even know me like that.
That Paula Abdul shoulder. That Paula Abdul.
I like to show the tattoo shoulder. You see that? Like Rihanna.
Yeah. Okay.
Close to
I dig it.
All right.
I dig it.
The high expectations. Okay, well, we'll get into that. Okay, but look, the thing was, cutting the lawn went that damn high. Okay, right. You agreed to it. We were in the store together picking out the shit.
But that's
so yeah.
Read it though.
It's my story. D, I love you. I mean, but what you have to say is, it'll come right after I finish this comment. Okay, you know how I feel about you. So the point was, this guy came to get the lawnmower. It's the older white guy, and he said, "What happened, sweetheart? You didn't like the way it worked, or tell me if it's not working properly." I said, "Oh no, it's working fine. I have never even used it." And he said, "Well, why are you selling it?" And I said, "Well, I had a boyfriend at the time when I bought it, and I was under the impression that this man was going to be mowing the lawn." And he said, "And now that he's gone?" And I said, "Now that he's gone, the lawnmower has to go. I have to hire somebody to cut the job." And he said, "I ain't mad at you, sweetheart. I ain't mad at you." And I'm like, "No, I'm not going to be out here. It's a long walk." So shout out to Corey who cuts my lawn. Hire your friends, okay? Corey, I love you.
As long as they're doing a good job. I'm just saying, I ain't hiring just because you're my friend. Okay. All right, let's make that clear.
So D, think about high expectations of men in relationships. The average man cannot take care of everything and his woman. Okay, and that's fair because I don't expect a man to take care of everything and me. And my thing is, I want to decrease stress from his life and not add stress. That's what I would like to do.
Absolutely.
That's the bottom line.
I like that.
Yeah, I would like to decrease stress.
Like, right?
Yeah, and whatever it needs to be. So, guess what? Sex decreases stress.
You can't be paying off. Listen, Linda. Sex is not payment for us doing things. That's not reciprocation. That is.
I said sex relieves stress.
You just live with sex.
I said sex relieves stress.
That was the first thing. No. Mm-mm. We still gonna be hungry after that session.
I know that, but sex relieves stress.
Okay. The house is not gonna get clean by itself. We can do it together, but you can't
hire somebody.
Yeah.
If you can hire somebody to cut the damn grass and you don't want to cut it, fair exchange.
No, it's not a fair exchange. No.
That's not what I was saying. Y'all don't turn this into sex as payment for other shit. That's not what I was saying. Y'all know good damn well that's not what I'm saying. Dame is instigating. But I understand what you're saying because, we both know, probably have seen in our practices that some couples here and there, I know women do this. Women, let me be careful of my words. Yeah. Some women who are not as emotionally connected to their husbands or spouses like they used to be, start to see sex as almost like a form of just a gratification that they use to get the person off their back. Right. They keep it from the person in order to manipulate. I mean, the list goes on and on. So that's not something you want to use as a weapon.
Definitely. Now, if I'm pissed at you, I'm not going to have sex with
you. If I'm pissed at you, I don't want you in the bed, really.
Yeah, no.
Or I'm going to do the fetal position so tight that you don't have a hope or a prayer.
No.
In getting past the...
Now, I think this is a little bit off topic. Just a little... It's still on topic because we're talking about gender roles, right? And I thought about this on my way over here. I'm thinking about, what about our lesbian, gay, queer, trans community? I think they have a better outlook because they may be of the same gender. So who determines the roles? And that actually is a good thing because it provides fluidity in that relationship. You see what I'm saying?
Well, okay. I can see the other part of that too. All right, because... And look, I don't want my gay friends to jump down.
Yeah.
I don't know all the language, but I know some of it.
So please chime in.
There are some gay women who they identify as dominant.
Yeah.
All right. So I'm sure this is discussed, or people they just know it when they meet. Like one is more of the feminine, and one is more dominant.
Yeah.
And some roles may come with that, but I haven't had in-depth conversations with my gay female friends to discuss that. I have spoken to my gay male friends about their choices in dating and the things that happen, and it sounds a lot like my situations dealing with opposite gender. Right. He was just trying to tag along to me because I'm stable and blah blah blah. Like, I mean, those are identified easily too.
Yes, absolutely.
No matter the gender or the relationship.
So what's your thoughts on gender roles, just in general? Talking about what is important for you. How do you kind of categorize or prioritize what role you play in a relationship? Does it fluctuate depending on the person that you're attracted to or talking to at that time?
The only thing I believe as far as gender roles that's really important to me, like I said, is not to live with a man and go 50-50 down everything. I want a partner that I respect in a certain way, view as ultimately the last say-so in the household. You know what I'm saying? And I can't personally feel that type of respect for someone when I'm covering majority of the bills or half the bills down the line with a roommate that's supposed to be my spouse. That's the only thing. I don't mind cooking because, listen, and a lot of men don't understand this, and I really want to talk about this now. A lot of us women will be more willing to cook for you if you could meet our emotional needs. Because we tie acts of service with emotional fulfillment. And a lot of men don't understand that. So while you're right around here talking about what she ain't doing, maybe if you just stop and think about how you're feeding into her needs, and most of which are probably emotional because, she said amen, because we are built that way, okay? This is the way it is, okay? So if you're at home, you're married, I don't care how long you've been married, things ain't the way it used to be. Stop and think about what your wife has been reminding you of lately or what your spouse has been reminding you of lately and saying over and over. And if she has to keep telling you, she feels you're not listening. So you are now separating with emotional need, like she's stretching away from you with that, like parting from you, and you're not meeting her emotional needs as well. Because I will cook and do other acts of service, cleaning all the time.
But if you're not happy or you're not emotionally connected or you're not experiencing that intimacy with your partner, then you're not going to be willing. You're going to do it because, I mean.
No. Let me tell you something else. I lived with somebody. No, I live with. No, yeah, I gotta eat.
You might cook.
I cooked for myself and told them that was not enough.
You ain't shit, Jack.
Listen, my emotional needs weren't met. So when you get hungry, there was not enough. You would go in the refrigerator, and I'm like, there's nothing in there. Yeah, when my emotional needs became dissatisfied, well, that was my way. So if I don't feel loved anymore, I'm not going to do these things that are actually how I show love. Yeah. And a lot of women show love through cooking, cleaning, doing things for a man. And so I stopped doing for that ninja when he stopped meeting my needs.
So what about those guys that really like that go-getter? The one that's ambitious, the business owner, the entrepreneur that has that same or that similar mentality or that same hustle, that same drive that he has.
What about it?
Those values don't really coincide with that. I'm just speaking from experience.
They don't coincide.
Other guys, can y'all tell me, like, all my clients and all my people are pretty much business owners or entrepreneurs, things like that. We value the other. We don't care about the cooking and the cleaning. We don't care about that.
What do you care about?
We care about what else are you bringing to the table?
Besides sex and your good looks.
Right. Besides sex and your good looks, what else you bringing to the table?
You asking me?
No, I'm saying in general. That goes for all of y'all.
I made it. Maybe put my shit out on the table. We need a new table.
So you make the table.
I mean, I'm just at a point where I become so self-aware and so so able to live authentically in my lane that's for me that I can make these statements and stuff. But I want women to know, like, everyone is not at this level of authenticity with themselves, right? So I wasn't always running around telling people on the first and second date, this is what I would like or what I expect. But I'm actually comfortable in sorting through those things now to say, all right, this is my bottom line. This is something I really do want. The other stuff, I'll meet you halfway with this stuff. You know, you do this, I do that. You do this, I do that. I mean,
absolutely.
Yeah, I believe in that.
And I like that comment that Katie just said. She said they call it too much masculinity. If you're like the go-getter and both y'all are the grinder and all of that. So some dudes look at it as, okay, she's just as hard as I am. She's too masculine.
Some people are attracted to that.
Or because, and this goes to the other thing we were talking about, gender roles. When we have those gender roles, and especially if a guy is reinforcing those things, hey, I want someone that's going to cook, clean, those traditional roles, then we call it toxic masculinity.
Talk more about that.
So it's like, damn if you do, damn if you don't. And at the same time, I understand the fluidity in a relationship. Sometimes if me and you together, sometimes because I know you're vocal, you're expressive, you're assertive, right? Sometimes I'm gonna let you have it. I'm like, babe, go ahead and handle that. You see what I'm saying? I don't have to step in front every single time because I know you can handle your own.
Shamara says that she gets that she's too independent. So a man has told you you're too independent. Maybe they feel threatened that they don't have anything to add because you do everything.
Right.
Okay, so what I do is, yes, I'm vocal. Yes, I'm very independent. Yes, we both know I can keep 4 jobs at one time. I have 4 now. But I think I tapped out at 4, but I have 4 different jobs now. Right. But I also know how to pull back and let a man know when I need him.
Right.
So I will say, can you do this for me? I need it. You do this well. Can you do this for me? Can you help me? I don't have a problem saying that because even if I could do it, I also realize where my threshold is, my tolerance for being able to do things. And a lot of us women, our trauma tells us we need to do everything. Your trauma is running your life. If you feel you need to do everything, it's your trauma. It might not be.
So is that kind of tagging along what Shamara just said.
Yeah, Shamara, I'm not judging you, Shamara, but some women that find themselves too independent, we're just using the favorable word to describe what's really going on.
Right.
And your trauma has pushed you into complete independence, and your fear of being harmed is the trauma as well. Right. And you feel like you've got to protect yourself by doing everything yourself because you never want to lose that sense of independence.
That empowerment that comes with that.
I told
You're absolutely right.
Give me another table. All right, I got 2 tables. Yeah, it's true for some people, not for everybody.
Yeah, I mean, these are generalized statements, of course. So it's all right. That means he just wasn't for you if he said you're too independent.
Yeah, I mean.
But also understand that too independent can be a negative thing. So just being able to recognize, when, like you said, to pull back and allow the leader to lead. I'm not going to say the man to lead, but the leader to lead, because that can be a man or a woman.
There's another side to that. For Shamara's point of her being too independent, I believe some men are too dependent. I've talked to, some of y'all mamas did stuff for you so long that either you don't know how to do it or you just like playing like you don't. I'm gonna tell you, I lived with a ninja. Most people will know who this ninja is since I've only lived with one. I've lived with a ninja. I didn't know he could cook till a year later. A year later, I came home. It was some damn lobster boiling. I said, "Who the fuck are you?" I said, "You're not the same dude that's had me cooking all year when I'm exhausted." I don't want to get into it too much now, but it's like, some men are too dependent, and so sometimes
just take advantage of the situation if you want to keep
but this is why, and this goes to the point earlier where I was saying, this isn't about being defensive or doing the wrong thing. It's what I'm doing, what's working for me now, because I wasn't getting into that stuff early enough with my expectations. And what do you expect from me?
Right.
Oh, you expect me to cook and clean every day? Like, I wasn't getting into that. I was just living in a happy place. Like, oh, this will be fine. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it out isn't what I want for my life right now.
I can do that.
Okay.
I can do that. So, is there a difference between, from a woman's perspective, difference between dating and marriage? What are certain, behavior-wise, what are some things that you're willing to do while dating versus when you're married? And don't go to the sex part, because people often go to the sex part.
I'm not getting into sex.
Most people, I'm not going to put you in that generalization, but most women say, "Well, I don't do those particular things because we aren't married."
Okay, and
guys have that too.
I have specific examples.
All right. Let's go.
All right. Let's talk about cooking.
All right.
I will cook for my man, right? When we determine, sometimes it gets expensive to eat out. I mean, most people are living in the real world. We already know that shit adds up very quickly.
Real quick.
I will cook. I will cook to a certain point. When I see it's reciprocated, I am more likely to cook more.
Okay.
Because I see the reciprocation of energy, which is important in any relationship. Even you and I with our friendship, there's reciprocation of energy. We bend to each other's schedules. There's a back and forth and exchange, and we come to an understanding. All right. So when I see there's reciprocation of the energy, I do more of the service acts. I will never consistently cook for a man I'm not married for. Consistently meaning day after day, right? Because I don't want you in the habit of reaping the benefits of a wife when you know I cook good food. So I'm gonna let you sit on that. And if you want a mind mate, knowing that that's what's coming with it, then that's what's coming with it. But I'm not doing that in my dating life now. I'm not gonna do it in the future. That's something I've decided because I've given too much of my cooking, and nigga got comfortable. And then admitted to me later. We were able to talk about this, and he told me like, "Look, you kind of made this a regular thing, so I got comfortable." Don't worry about it. We ain't even got it. That ain't never gonna happen again. Ever. He ruined it for everybody. So he got comfortable, but I'm glad we were able to talk about it. Right. So I will cook for you, but my cooking for my boyfriend and not my husband will be a pure act of service. Okay, I'm gonna do it because I want to, because I'm fulfilled emotionally, and that's my way of showing love. So that's what I'm gonna do during dating. Now, in a marital situation, I may take on more of the cooking, like just instinctually.
Mm-hmm.
All right, cleaning I'm gonna do anyway because that's how I cope. So cleaning ain't about what the man expects. I'm insane with cleaning. Okay, I want to see the vacuum lines like the football field. All right, I want to see them 3 days a week. So I'm vacuuming, I'm mopping. I'm doing every cleaning the bathrooms every day. I clean the bathrooms every day. Yeah, because that makes me feel good.
Right.
But that's something I will do. When I'm with my husband, we sit down, discuss finances. We discuss where people pay which things, which bills. I'm not doing that dating. And I never expect a man to pay my bill. I'm built a little different than some of y'all women, okay? Some of y'all women feel very entitled for a man you're dating to pay some of your bills or to give you money for manicures. I've never had that. I've never sought it. My daddy taught me to have my own damn money. So I'm just being honest. And I'm not knocking women to do what you do, but that's not something I'm expecting.
Right.
I wouldn't expect a husband to be paying for my manicures, just be paying for them.
Yeah, just because you want.
This is something I want to do, then I will do it.
Yeah.
So those are some good examples?
Those are some great ones. What are some of y'all's? I want to know.
Oh, I'm only half in the frame.
I got you straight. You straight. Oh. You good.
Girl, because we don't want me out the frame, girl. You better know.
Who's Quiet Storm? Quiet Storm.
Yeah. Oh, Quiet Storm. That was a radio show in Chicago after dark.
Everybody had a Quiet Storm.
Oh, okay, Quiet Storm was on
Big DM. Big DM. That's South Orangeburg, Columbia. The Big DM. 101 FM.
I don't want us to get us off. 101 FM. Quiet Storm.
Yeah, it's a Quiet Storm.
Okay.
Everybody had
You're
a
deep Quiet voice. Storm.
Yeah, I ain't going there. Not going there.
Okay, so yeah, but that's what I expect. So what? Okay, give yours then. What's the difference? What are you going to do for a girlfriend that you're not going to do, or what are you going to do in dating that you're not going to do in marriage, or vice versa, or whatever? What are you going to do in marriage that you're not going to do in dating for a woman or with a woman?
There's not a lot. I think what you said, pretty much finances, financing your livelihood in a sense. I'm not going to do that. Now, if you're in a pickle, whatever the case may be, of course, I'll pay a bill or whatever.
You would do that for the woman you love to help her through a situation.
Yeah.
But not
no, we just talking. No, you're not. No.
Oh. The woman you love. Is that your
yeah. If I love her, of course, I don't want her to be. It's getting cold outside. I want to have her heat. If
I can help with a bill, would you help me pay it?
Yes, of course I would.
Y'all hear this? Okay.
But when it becomes a consistent thing, when it becomes a pattern, now we need to dive a little bit deeper. Like, what's going on? You got issues, financial issues. You're not budgeting right. That's a red flag for me. If we're dating, moving into a serious relationship. You see what I'm saying? If we're just dating, no.
Would you cook for a woman you're dating?
Absolutely.
And you would expect her to cook for you sometimes. Beneficial, mutual.
I don't like the word expectations. Just don't like.
You would like for a woman to cook for you sometimes and do that on her own accord.
Yeah, absolutely. But I can cook. What else? What else can you do that I can't do?
We're staying away from sex.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's the first thing.
Just say why I'm going to stay away from sex. I have a question to ask.
Okay, go ahead. Ask your question. Go ahead.
Do you think? Well, first of all, we're talking about marriage. Like, personally, is that even something on the radar for you? Is it? I mean, I know you're divorced. Is that even something that is on your radar as far as dating? Are you open to that at all? Do you want that at some point? Do you think? God would literally have to come down, drop kick me. This is for you
in the face. Okay. And while I'm knocked out, he's standing over me like this is the person right here, like for you in your face. Okay, since we know that's not going to happen, Dame is not aspiring to be married, so I got that. Let's just say a long-term partner. All right. Yeah, absolutely. A long-term partner. Yeah. Are you going to do something different with that partner sexually than, or give something different to that partner than you would give to somebody you're dating who you care for? Yeah, see, you asking the wrong person because I'm a sexual being, so.
I know we've talked about that legality before. Never mind. Sorry, guys. That's a teaser. We're gonna move right along. We could just move right.
So yeah, so not sexually. Like, I mean, if I'm into you and we at that level, then you pretty much gonna get the whole shebang.
I'll cook, but there's some meals I'm not cooking. What you not cooking? Where does it stop?
You're not gonna cook a steak. You're not gonna cook a lobster.
And what does that mean?
You're just gonna stay with oodles and noodles.
And what does that mean now? Like,
I don't know.
Are there meals you wouldn't prepare for someone you were just dating rather than alone? Okay.
I mean, if I'm getting to know someone, they come over to the crib, I'm gonna kind of go all out on a meal. You know what I'm saying? The whole shebang. I'm not going.
You know what? Dang, we need to talk about the expectations associated with gift giving while dating. Let's talk about gifts.
We all know that you love gifts.
I had some niggas short me in the gift category, and so I want to talk about that because expectations kill a lot of relationships around the holidays. Okay. Since we're moving into the holidays, let's talk about gift giving. So I respect my own ability now to tell somebody when I'm dating them, listen, my birthday is important. Okay. Let me tell you how important it is. I celebrate the whole damn week. There has to be a friend dinner. If we're together, I would expect you would do something for me. And I'm okay saying this. I used to be shy to say this. I wouldn't bring it up. I'm thinking, is this person going to think it's too much? Is this person not going to understand? Did they grow up celebrating their birthday? It's okay to let people know, because the thing is, y'all, when you're in this wonderful place with somebody and your birthday, Christmas, Mother's Day, whatever's important to you, okay, because it has sentimental value, if it comes up and they don't treat you the way you believe you want to be treated, it's your fault for never saying anything. I believe you have to give the person a chance to meet your need. And if they can't meet it, you see that when they tell you, well, I didn't want to do this because or I chose not to because, and I feel you, but I don't really feel as strongly as you do, so I wasn't doing that for nobody. So let them show you. And whatever, but put it on the table, because that's not failing me right now. Speaking up is doing very well for me. Shout out to the booth.
So,
does a very good job.
Birthdays, I get that. Certain days I don't necessarily celebrate, like Valentine's Day. I don't really do that whole shebang. So anybody that's with me,
I do
know that I'm not going all out. I'm not doing the
excessive.
I'm not doing it. We can go out to eat.
I was saying, if you're somebody you know that she said, dang, I know you don't celebrate Valentine's Day, but the recognition of the actual day is important to me. So can we do something that meets both of our
needs? Absolutely. Okay. Just like you said, it's a reciprocation. So if I'm going all out and you know that I don't necessarily do it, you need to be coming with something other than a lingerie on Valentine's.
A lot of men don't look at lingerie as gifts, y'all.
No,
look, they don't look at lingerie as gifts. I want y'all to know that too, okay?
Now, if you're cooking while in it, that's something, but you go freshen up and then y'all about to go do y'all thing and you slide it off. It's coming right back off. What's the point?
I had to chill.
So, go do something around the house, unless you about to put on the red light special, like show, get your pole, get all that stuff. Do all of that, but
wait. Did you say get your pole? Oh Lord. Okay.
It's selling holes like $80. Get the pole.
I'm not cooking something like a Sunday dinner. Okay, baby.
Okay. So no mac and cheese. I can't get no fried chicken and no collard greens. No mac and cheese.
Yeah, you can.
I mean, I can cook it.
Kentucky Fried Chicken.
No.
Say I'm not cooking.
It's not even. That's not. No. Not doing.
I'm not cooking a Sunday dinner. Yeah, I get that. All right.
But let's bring this back because gender roles, I just think they're boring.
Gender roles are boring. Yeah.
Boring to me.
They are. If you stick to gender roles, it's almost like you do the same positions every time you have sex. Sorry for you gender role people. Are you in the same position since '92?
No, the same position. You start out one position. All right, I'm ready for the next one. Go to the next one. Go to the next one. Okay, 5 minutes. Let's switch it.
Turn to the left. Lift your leg. I know it's coming.
You don't even got to talk. You ain't got to say it no more.
I know it's coming.
You just know.
The people that are into gender roles, okay, y'all are having the same sex every day, baby. So go ahead and get on the comments and tell her who believes in gender roles. Y'all ain't doing nothing different.
Y'all better pull out some new stuff, man. Y'all need to pull out some new stuff, y'all.
Too much of an assignment. Well, Yeah, but is there anything else that you would not do for a girlfriend that you would do for a long-term spouse?
Maybe purchase a house together.
Okay.
Maybe. It really just depends. If we on this get money type of situation and we talking about business, then I can do that.
I would never buy a house with a boyfriend again.
Yeah.
I've done it before and went out. That didn't work out good for my life.
Yeah. Anything else, if I'm riding with you, I'm riding with you till I'm not.
I know I will.
What you about to say, Jackie? What you about to
say? Something that may incriminate me in my own fucking relationship.
Oh, we want happy relationships. I do promote black love and black positive relationships.
Look, I told you I need to be pulled back. I have impulse control issue. I just snatch myself back real quick. It's cool.
Yeah.
No need. Yeah, I don't want to buy a house with someone, and I don't want to live with somebody that I don't have a wedding date set. I'm not doing that again.
That's a big
I'm not doing that again unless we have a wedding date set, like meaning we know it's coming, like it's coming, and we are literally transitioning our lives now to get that going. I would never do that again.
Yeah. I think I'm kind of in that same boat. If we're not progressing towards something, if it's still up in the air, and you're just trying to save money, everybody's trying to save money, but we can save money in other ways. You know what I'm saying? Because one, I still like my space. When I don't want to be bothered, I don't want to be bothered.
We talked about Dan before. He can go 3 days without returning a text message when he's fucking agitated.
Sorry.
No need.
But again,
I accept you for who you are.
But again, that's something that I'm working on, but that's still something that I struggle with. Like when I detach, and it's nothing personal. I could really, really like the person. I could love the person, but the thought, and I think I got what Sean said this on a post one day, that the thought of coming home to the same person every freaking day for the rest of my life scares the shit out of me.
It does?
But because I like my space, I like to walk in the house and just be complete silence. If I want to walk around the house butt ass naked, I can do that. There's no judgment. If I want to wake up whenever I wake up, and it's just what it is.
What about separate bedrooms? Would you ever agree to that as far as having more of your space? Some people do that. Having separate bedrooms, having more of your space, and then when you want to be together, want to sleep together. Some people get less sleep when they sleep in the same bed. Some married people ain't sleeping. For other reasons too. Y'all ain't sleeping. But that's another show. So anyway, we're not going to get into that. But some married people don't sleep. So would you ever sign up to be in a long-term situation, living with somebody and sleep in separate bedrooms for any reason?
Yeah, if I were to do that, it'll be something like that. I need to have my man cave, and I need my own bedroom. Yeah. And then when we get together, I want to miss people, because I'm an introvert. I really am, to the T. I'm ambiverted. Because
team introvert.
There you go. I'm with you on that one, but I'm only extroverted when I need to be.
Okay.
So after we finish this, when I go home, I need some time to myself, just because I've been engaging with you guys and engaging with clients all day. Okay. So I need that time to kind of
to yourself, decompress.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, well, I'm glad we had this conversation. I really find that as a woman, the cooking thing is really a big deal, and I realize that a lot of men come in your house and make comments about the cleanliness of a house one way or another, but you go to their house and it's a fucking pigsty. So it's kind of like, nigga, what? You want, what you say about my house? It doesn't smell like pies all this time, but look, your laundry is all over the floor, or, you know what I'm saying?
Right. Right.
If you're looking for something, just make sure you're doing it. Make sure you are doing the same things. And for women too, if you're gonna want a man, this is when we get into Kevin Samuel shit, who I love to watch. I love to watch Kevin. Listen. Wait. Your expectations.
That's a whole
you're a size 10. Go ahead and lower those expectations. You're not gonna have a 6-figure man.
You're not.
It's not happening. Your friends told you that, they lied to you. Bring them on this show. They sound fat. You can do it. When he was like, oh, she sounds overweight, she's fat. Bring her on, put her in the light. Ma'am, please.
Oh gosh. Hey, I listen to it sometimes when I catch it, but yeah, I mean, although it's delivery, sometimes it's just right.
Sometimes it's true. Sometimes women expect too much. Have too high expectations are way too high on a man. You want to meet a man and get married, and you want him to take care of you, but you've never had an opportunity to really take care of yourself. You've never done that for yourself. You've always depended on people. Some men notice your dependency issues and pull away from wanting to look at you as a long-term spouse because they don't like the fact that you want to be dependent.
Say it again.
Some men won't look at you as a long-term spouse because they realize you have a habit of wanting to be dependent.
Yeah. We do have some homosexuals. We do look for a place to stay. It's not just men.
Homosexual.
It's not just men.
Oh my God. Yeah.
We're not even. We'll leave that there.
Yeah. Okay.
But I mean, in essence, that's what you're looking for.
Mm-hmm.
You know, in a sense, some occasions. I'm not gonna talk about them all. But gender roles, they suck, you guys. That's something you have
gender roles suck and the same sex positions suck. All right,
I'm usually the one that's talking about sex.
They go together like peanut butter and jelly. Okay, that's what y'all doing out here.
So you guys, after this show, just process just within yourself. What is my sex like? Is it pretty boring? Do I like the same positions every single time when I'm with my partner? Do we do missionary? Then we, do doggy and that's kind of like it.
What movie was that? Strictly Business with Halle Berry.
Oh.
Tommy Davidson.
I wouldn't even think about that.
The military sex, that's what they call it.
So think about your sex life, and that's going to tell you what your personality is. And we were talking about gender roles. All right, just look at that. So if you're pretty fluid and you're kind of exploratory, in your sex game, then you're probably more loosely and more fluid in those gender roles.
Are these facts, counselor, or just our
these are
personal opinions.
Yeah, the personal opinions.
These aren't critical facts.
So don't go fact check me because it's not a fact, but it just sounds really, really good.
Now, sex decreasing anxiety and stress is
yes, absolutely. Good sex.
That's right. The bad stuff you can still have stress relief though because you burn calories.
That's the only benefit. If I'm pissed off, that's not good sex for me. Some people like that. Some people like that angry sex.
Having sex with me when they're pissed off.
That angry sex. Some people like that. No. My two heads work together.
Give me some of that angry sex, please. It's been a while. I'll take the angry sex for $500. No, I don't any women that want to have angry sex. I'll pass.
The ones that don't get it on a regular basis.
Some of y'all ain't getting it on a regular basis.
Oh. That's that gender role expectation.
Is that expectation of sex? Yeah. Okay, let's talk about it. So when you're in a relationship or a long-term situation with somebody, do you talk about this? How much sex we need to have, or what your threshold is?
Absolutely.
Like, hey, after 5 days, that's too long.
Yeah.
Okay.
It varies. It really just depends on where I'm at. In that moment, I could be doing a lot of stuff. If my brain isn't there, then I'm not there. I'm not in the present.
I mentioned it.
Yeah. But yeah, we not 2, 3.
I'm sorry, what'd you say? 2 or 3 is enough?
Yeah.
That's a lot.
a week.
Somebody you don't live with, them saying, okay, this is somebody you don't live with. You have sex 2 or 3 times a week. That's what you need.
If we're in we together. Yeah,
Okay.
Need that. What's y'all think? What's y'all number?
This isn't somebody you live with. This is somebody who lives across town.
Per week.
Per week. Give the numbers because I know y'all still watching because we can see that. So go ahead and chime in. How many times a week do you need to have sex? What's your requirement before you tap out? All right, before you have a breakdown. And we're not talking about masturbation.
We're not talking about sex with yourself.
How many times do you need to have it?
That probably happens every day. Y'all in these roses.
They're quiet now.
No, the roses was throwing that number off. The number is going to be distorted because y'all got the rose now. You know, so y'all able to kind of go ahead and get what y'all need to get. Y'all good. Y'all don't have to deal with the guy.
3. Okay, thank you, Shamar. Okay, so Dave said 2 or 3. 3 times?
What's yours, like 1? Or 4? Because you said 2 to 3.
Well,
you said no.
I think twice a week is good. I could do once a week. I think it's because I'm very busy.
2 times a weekend? Yeah.
More than 2 times a weekend. Okay, look, we're talking about doing it and then another day, like another day. So if it's on the same day, I'm not counting it multiple times. So I don't know what Shimon.
You don't count your sessions? You don't count the sessions?
No.
Okay, so if it's all within that day, it don't matter if you did it 1 time or 10 times, it still counts as 1.
Yeah, I don't give them that much. Like, I would rather be like, look, we only had it 1 time. You know, like, I don't care if it was 2 times in that day, 3 times, 4 times. Like, we only had it 1 time. I gotta see you again. This is crazy. Put all shit together. Add it all together. It's 1 day. A week, multiple sessions. Okay, multiple sessions in a week. I know, but it's like, I'm busy. And I'm busy.
That's 30-45 minutes. It's okay. That's what I'm saying. 30-40. That's a long ass time.
That is a long time.
But you gotta include foreplay.
4 years celibate. So once that gets popped again, it might be daily for a stretch of time. Okay, Monica. 4 years. Wow, girl, you are a no limit soldier.
Yeah.
I respect it. I just can't do it.
Yeah, I definitely respect that.
Thanks. 4 years.
Yeah.
I would be crawling up the wall.
Hey, that takes a lot of self-control right there. A lot.
For some of us, not all of us, maybe. I don't know. We can't judge. Thanks, Monica. But
yeah, I appreciate that. Wow.
I wouldn't want to do it.
What's the longest
that I've ever gone?
Yeah.
Let me think.
We're going way out talking.
The longest, not long enough to report it. Sorry to disappoint you. It's not long enough. Okay, you said long, Monica. You've gone 6 months without sex?
Yeah. Maybe 5, 6. Yeah.
I've never gone that long.
But it was like tail end of my marriage.
Mine might have been 3 months or 4, and we're not counting early 20s and insignificant.
Yeah. No, we're talking about adult time.
Significant relationships in your adulthood.
Yeah,
I think
absolutely.
Maybe 3 months, maybe. At the 180-day mark, I was probably we have to find somebody.
If you guys are watching this live, go back and check out the comments. There's a beautiful, beautiful, successful woman on this live chat right now.
There's a few of us
that's been celibate for 4 years. So men, like, get shit together so she can, get that pop.
Is Monica single though? Monica, are you single?
Monica better be single
before we advertise popping stuff. Dame's advertising this popping action for you. I'm not sure if he knows if you're single, but she could be with somebody else. He could be under the set. They could be waiting together.
What are you waiting for? Marriage?
No, it's my fantasy. Yes, you're single. Thank you, Monica.
Hey,
Dame is single.
Keep hope alive.
Are you?
Keep hope alive.
Are you single?
You're single till you're married.
Oh, they check the it's complicated box.
No, it's not complicated.
You're single till you're married? Do you really believe this?
Yeah, absolutely. Just like I can lose that person, just like you said, well, he ain't put a ring on it yet. If a guy catch my interest, then you can be gone, right?
Did I say that?
No, I'm just saying in general.
I don't think I said that.
No, she didn't.
Lord.
I'm just saying in general, if you're not married or engaged, there's a possibility that you may gain the interest of someone else, or someone may gain your interest. So you don't have no what's the word I'm looking for? I'm drawing a blank right now, you guys. But you can't really if you're married, okay, that's a commitment right there. But if you're single but dating, that's still opportunity. They may not have a full-fledged, 100%, but there's a little wiggle room. Somebody can slide in there and take advantage of the situation. Especially
yes, that's what I was taught.
Right.
If you're not
you see what I'm
married,
saying?
you're single. Yes, I understand.
So from that standpoint, I always say that. But when you're dating, or you express those things as far as are you dating exclusively? Are you dating multiple people? All those things. People have different definitions. So again, that conversation is important. Hey, are we seeing anybody else?
You know a conversation that I found important? I found important to say, hey, as a woman, to say, hey, listen, just so you know, I assume that you're dating other people until you make it very clear that you're not. Right. And I had never in the past been that clear and upfront, but I found it very refreshing to my own soul to say that. And I had girlfriends questioning me, like, why would you said that? And I'm like, absolutely. Because I want a ninja to know where my head is. I don't need him to be wondering what I'm thinking and me to be wondering what we're doing. Yeah. I'm telling you that I will assume that you're with other women unless you decide to make it clear I am not. Right. And that will give me the indication of where this might be going. And that has worked out very well for me.
I think it's important to definitely have those conversations from a protection standpoint. If we are doing the safe thing, there ain't no raw doggy, none of that.
Well, for some people, it's none of that even when you are with one person.
Yep. Hey, get them tests. Yeah, if we're monogamous, we're dating exclusively, if you've made it to that particular point with me where we're dating exclusively, it ain't, no.
Yeah, what?
I'm not strapping that up, no. But that's down the line. It's not like first 2-3 months when this little honeymoon phase. I'm talking about down the road. We're starting to talk about future goals. You see what I'm saying?
I get it.
But let me get them papers though.
Let
me see them papers.
I hope y'all, part of your expectations is to see people's HIV tests.
Everything
before
else.
you get into a serious relationship or to talk about it and ask about STDs.
Some
of y'all just don't want to have those conversations. What you don't ask, you will never know sometimes.
And you be with somebody for 6 months and then you're like, oh yeah, I got that big.
You didn't ask. Why does it have to be a big hurt?
Big hurt, little hurt, it's all hurt.
And some of y'all, you know what, this is going to get into something totally different, but let's go there. Some of y'all have STDs and you're not telling your partners, even your long-term partners.
Ooh.
And you know how I know? Because some of y'all are in therapy talking about it and very scared to tell people. But the thing is, you have to let people know before you decide to be intimate with them. And just make sure you now put more effort into deciphering who's worthy of knowing this about you and going and the possibility of going there. But the thing is, if you take that option from someone, it can really lead to a mess later. If your relationship could be non-existent. I know I would leave your ass if you couldn't tell me up front.
You're probably not even gonna make it to that point.
That happens a lot. Do you ever see that?
Yeah.
I hear it all the time.
Yeah.
Or somebody ain't telling you.
No, like someone told me. I was like, I respect that. Like, I appreciate that. Like, but yeah, no, because that's gonna mess with my mental. I'm gonna be thinking about it. Like every time we're engaging, like I'm gonna be thinking about it. So I gotta be honest with myself.
Yeah, no, that's a strong no.
Yeah, I mean, good person, great person. I just
it's your choice.
Yeah.
Man. But some people are taking away other people's choices.
Yeah,
so
absolutely.
When you set your expectations, expect to be talking about these things before you have sex. I mean, STDs are running rampant. I don't understand how people are talking about futures together and you're not having conversations about STDs and abortions and things.
Let me tell you what I was told a while back. Guy, I'm not gonna mention no names, probably not even on here. Anyway, he was like, "Nah, I don't get checkups. I just go to my girl because I know she gets regular checkups, and as long as she's straight, I know I'm straight."
I can't.
He'd be like waiting for her to come home, like, "You good? You good? All right, you straight. Boom. Let's keep the party going." Hey, but it happens.
It does happen.
It happens.
Okay. Well, this has been great, y'all. This has been quite a reunion. This was a good conversation. I'm glad we talked about this though because it comes up all the time. Yeah. I want to suggest to men, because sometimes men do too much in the beginning. I want to suggest to men that you need to taper down what you're doing in the performances you're giving for these women, the places that you're taking them in the early stages of dating. Okay, because you could be setting yourself up for disaster when her expectations are in alignment with your behavior. Because listen, when her expectations are in alignment with your behaviors, you have no one to blame but yourself.
Right.
So you need to scale on back.
That's a good one, because that's a fine line. Do I
scale back?
You know, treat her like this queen, do these different things, right? Or do I scale back and not give you 100% like of me? On so many different levels. We can talk from a practical standpoint. We're talking about this is going out, financial, whatever the case may be, and also sexual. You see what I'm saying? Like, do I go all the way in and you're not really my girl?
Let's get into that. Some of y'all, listen, let's talk about it. Some of y'all men are giving everything you got to women that you know good and damn well ain't right up here. And so
you being weird to me.
When you give her all you got and you already know something ain't right, then that's your fault when the ain't right turns into what you may view as crazy. Because now you've given her something, as in Vogue would say, that she can feel.
Yes. Deep. Very white deep. It just hits certain spots. It's that switch back there. It's a switch back there that turns that crazy switch on. It's just, oh crap, you done hit this back here. Now she, in the bushes. You know what I mean? Like, you ready again?
You know what I mean? You know,
men, this is all jokes.
Men use sex to get you to want it all the time, and then when you do want it, they call you needy, and you seek too much attention. Like, what are y'all thinking? There's something you needed from her. You need to feel needed. A lot of y'all men need to feel needed, and you use sex in order to lure women to that spot, knowing good and damn well you ain't trying to take it any further.
But how do you know that person's level of sexpertise, in a sense? You see what I'm saying? Like,
make it up.
How do you know, like, she only does like missionary, and that's all she's ever done, that's all she knows?
No,
you see what I'm saying?
Dang, you know what I mean when you just give it to her. When you give her it all, give it all.
Sex is an emotional act, so,
For men, it's emotional?
For some, I'm not going to say all.
Okay, I'm about to say, tell me something I don't know.
Mine, yeah, if you get it, then that means that we're emotionally connected somehow. We don't have to be in a full-fledged relationship, but we're emotionally connected. I care for your well-being. All those things, right?
That's an insult. Girl, shit. I'll help you get a cab. Because I give a damn if
I got the Uber. I'm kidding.
I got you, Uber baby. I care for your well-being. Yeah, but nigga told me I care for your well-being. I be out the door so fast, like, oh, you do.
No, but I'm serious. Like I talk to so many people on a professional level, but also because people know that we're therapists, of course, they come to us in certain situations. So a lot of people come to me and are vulnerable. So some of us have those emotional connections, whether it leads to sex or something totally different. It has in the past for sure, but there's a level of emotional connection or alignment that I have to have with that person in order to engage in sex with them.
I have to trust people now at this stage. I have to trust you, and then I have to know that there's more to this than physical attraction. Right. And I know that takes weeks now, weeks and months sometimes.
Absolutely.
So, and then I gotta feel like it can be sustained.
But I think when a guy does that, right? When we say, okay, I'm gonna just chill, although I know she wants to engage, I'm gonna be like, nah, let's just chill. It is frowned upon in a sense, either the guy is scared, or he's intimidated, or he doesn't like her. And I'm like, it is totally not that I don't like you. You're not there yet.
As long as you can communicate that, I guess, or else that's not the person. That's not the person that shares your bottom line. You have to find somebody who shares the bottom line of there's no need to push that further than it needs to go right now. And some women will be right in alignment with you.
And some women be like, nah, give me that.
Well, those are probably the ones that aren't getting tested. Bloop.
I don't want it. I don't want it.
They want that to happen eagerly. Y'all don't know each other that well, baby. They might be the ones that are also not getting tested that often.
Wow. You come on too strong.
It's possible.
Throwing me away.
Anything is possible.
We got more. We got more coming. Y'all don't worry about it. We've been doing this about an hour and a half now.
Yeah, but that's relevant. That's good. I mean, these things need to be discussed. We need to, as a culture, in a community, we need to be having more conversations up front. You can't wait 6 months and talk to somebody about their STD or if they're going to the doctor.
You're emotionally attached at that point.
No, that's too late. You have to, if you see something potentially there, start that conversation. Tell that person it's hard for you to discuss this, but you want to let them know.
Right.
And I think there's definitely a fear of being judged, but we all are judged at some point. We just are.
Sir, those things I want to know. Everything else are killers. I don't want to know your body count. It doesn't really matter.
Oh my God, who's talking about that?
Oh, trust me.
People ask you, how many women have you been with?
Have I been asked that before? Yes. Do I answer? No.
I don't ask or answer. And I haven't been asked.
And it's not because it's that many.
I don't care what it's because of. It's just I ain't answering and I ain't answering.
I'm too old for that.
Those are college conversations.
Yeah. When you starting out.
When
you about 20 years in this thing, even if you just have one person a year, that's 20 people.
Well, and women cut the numbers anyway. Because guess what? So we just pretend it never happened.
Oh, so that's how it goes?
I think
so if it wasn't good, it don't count.
If it wasn't good, if you didn't do right by us, if we would rather forget you than remember you, we will conveniently forget you when we give the count.
Oh my goodness. So guys, if they say I've only been with 5 guys,
it's 10.
10 to 15. 10 to 15.
But why are we asking those questions? What do they mean anyway? I mean, a pass is a pass, right?
I don't want no virgin.
You don't? I've heard men say that too. They don't want to be with a woman who's a virgin. You don't want the attachment. Or to be responsible.
Yeah. It's a lot of responsibility that comes with that.
Yeah.
And I don't want to freak her out.
I don't want to continue this conversation. I know where it's going already. I just want to push.
Like what? All right, you guys.
Push the eject.
Hey man, we're gonna keep this thing going.
If it was bad, it doesn't count. Listen.
So there's a lot of bad sex going on around here because y'all got some low ass numbers. Anyway, I ain't down 1 or 2 hands. Goddamn lie.
No. Well, this was fun. I mean, I'm glad that y'all tuned in and we were able to have this open conversation with our couch community because I miss y'all.
Hey, January, December. I haven't decided that yet.
Oh, I thought you were talking to people. You sound like the call map.
Yeah.
I thought you were calling people out. I'm like, who's
January?
No. Okay, January, December. What's happening?
Yeah, January. Couch.
That's coming back?
Yeah.
Okay. Are you inviting me or are you just telling them?
Yeah.
Oh.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
You gotta do that?
Oh, yeah. I'll be back.
Come on, man.
I'm here for it.
So you got the eyebrow. You know we had that episode about the eyebrow. What does that say? Yeah.
Oh, the eyebrow being shaped a certain way, and what does that mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh God, I have to go back and look.
Yeah, go back and check those episodes out there.
Y'all Google. Oh, that's so sweet, Monica. Well, you have us, Monica. If you're still on the celibacy journey, you'll have us. Monica has us.
You can live vicariously.
Yeah, go back and watch the porn episodes. That'll be fun.
Yes. Porn
Speaking of. Before we get off, somebody told me about the little buzzer thing that the person has the remote of it.
Yes.
Yeah, and
the
I was
like,
tell me about this.
Yeah.
I saw it on Amazon, y'all.
Get that, give it to your partner, and it's Bluetooth, so they just
buzz you up.
You can be at work.
No.
Yeah.
No, that could get dangerous while driving.
Make it adventurous.
That could get dangerous while driving.
Yeah, it can.
Oh my God. That sounds like a. Oh my God.
You know, you just take them off. It's that simple.
Take the butterfly off when you're driving.
Yeah. Because sometimes it comes in like a little thong or a G-string type of thing. You just
strap on?
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Oh, okay.
But y'all know better.
Some of y'all know.
You forgot who watching these shows.
Some of y'all are doing the same stuff since 91. Some of y'all know and some of y'all don't know shit.
Right. That's hilarious, man.
Well, this has been educational.
Very, very. Gender roles.
Mm-hmm.
Expectations.
Yep.
The expectations is not to have any.
We're going to talk about them up front.
Yeah.
You know, let the other person determine whether they can meet your expectation, and then, that's it. If you're confident enough to do that.
Right. Yeah, absolutely. Have that conversation so you won't be in love with somebody 6 months and they ain't for you. Y'all not aligned.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
Mm-hmm.
Not aligned.
Not aligned.
We're getting I'm tired.
Because we didn't have no spirit forward. We didn't have no spirits for it.
Usually we have some alcohol, and there's plenty of it there, but usually we have something to drink. I was thinking that too, that we didn't have that to drink, but I was thinking it would make me more alert not to be drinking during this segment. Usually we have some.
Yeah.
Okay. So,
all right, you guys.
Good to see y'all.
Make sure y'all check out. I don't know when she be dropping these unscripted joints. Just make sure you guys are following Jackie F. Curry. No, Jacqueline.
Jacqueline. JACQUELINE.
Jacqueline.
CURRIE.
F. Curry on Instagram.
Mm-hmm.
She goes live on there. Unscripted. Check her out. Check out the couch. From what, 2019? 2018?
Just look us up on YouTube. There's like 100 episodes.
Yeah. You got like 6 seasons.
We did it for like 2.5 years.
Yeah. Coming up 7 seasons. This is the 7th one coming up, you guys.
Wow. Yeah. Like a show.
Yeah.
Well, thank y'all for tuning in and joining us. This was a great conversation and a great excuse to see my friend here. It's been a long time, but I really enjoyed the conversation.
Yeah.
These are things we need to talk about more often.
Come on back. When you see the notification for the couch, we going live. Check us out. Follow it. You know how we do over here. Because your mental health matters. I didn't say it at the beginning.
No, you didn't.
Had to come back. The couch for your mental health matters.
Have y'all decorated for Christmas yet?
Ain't nobody goddamn decorate. You the only one that decorates in fucking October. Jackie. What the? You serious? What is this? Bye, y'all. Pieces. This is hilarious.